Hey guys, it's me Kaylin, and today I have a little bit of a different video for you guys. I'm going to be giving you book recommendations based off of my plants. Some of these I just came up with randomly, and other ones I have more of a reason for matching them with the plant I match them with. You'll see once we get into the video more, but I hope this helps you, and I hope you enjoy seeing my plants because I have a lot. Let's get into it. The first plant, and I'm not going to name any names of these plants because I don't know how to pronounce plant names, and more than half of them I don't have the plant name, so I'm sorry if that's what you came here looking for. Sorry to disappoint. So this first one I have here in this mint teal pot. This is her. I don't really know how I should be showing this, but that's what she looks like. This pot I got from a local gift shop type place with my boyfriend's mom. She actually bought it for me, so thank you. And this plant I got as a Christmas gift from my best friend. So both of these were gifts from people that I love deeply. And so the book I decided to match with this plant is Sadie by Courtney Summers. The reason I decided to match these two together, matchmaker, was because Sadie, so synopsis. In this book, it follows two perspectives. Sadie, who is looking for her sister's killer, her sister is dead, and then a podcast who's following Sadie. And the reason I matched this book with that plant was because Sadie loves her sister so much that she's willing to risk her own life to hunt down her murderer. And that is why I decided to match these two together, because I love the people who gave me this, just like Sadie loves her sister. See how this is going to be kind of a roundabout way of going about some of these? So moving on to a plant that doesn't really match with the reason I picked the book. Here I have another plant, a succulent. Looks like this. Oh, don't want to spill the dirt, but it looks like that. And the pot that it's in, my friend, actually my best friend, the same one who gave me that plant in the last one, I used to work at a pottery store, and she came in and painted this gravy boat and then ended up giving it to me as a gift with a plant in it. Not this specific plant, but a plant nonetheless. So there's that one. And I don't have a reason for picking this book, so we'll just say it is The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls. There's the plant. There's the book. So this book, in case you haven't heard of it, it's a memoir of this girl's story with her crazy family. Her parents are kind of get up and go type people. They randomly move whenever there are bill collectors coming, that type of storyline, and it's completely real. I would recommend the book, and I would definitely recommend the movie as well if you haven't seen it. The book goes in a pretty linear fashion of her life, but the movie kind of jumps back and forth, so that was a little different, but I still enjoyed it. I gave this 5 stars. All of these books I gave 5 stars. So, The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls. The next plant I have here is one that I've had the second longest. I'll tell you which one the longest is when we get there. It is this cactus, and it says rad. I don't know if that's backwards for you guys, because it's backwards on my camera, but it says rad. And when I got this plant, he was pretty short. He was probably this, I want to say this tall. So all of this is new. So this makes me a proud plant mom, because this is one of the first successful plants that I have owned. When I was in high school, I went out and bought a ton of plants, and almost all of them died, except for this guy. He's still here, and he's rad. So the book that I chose to go with this is Daisy Jones and the Six by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I put these two together because this book follows a band in the 60s and 70s. I thought that was pretty rad. Get it? Get it? So this book follows a band. I'm going to put it on this side. This book follows a band called The Six and a girl named Daisy, and they end up coming together and being Daisy Jones and the Six. And it's all about their rise and fall from fame. This book is written in interview style, which can be a little difficult at times, so I would recommend the audiobook. Same with, I didn't say for Sadie, but I would recommend the audiobook for both of these. Because I think in the sake of Daisy Jones and the Six, it's a lot easier because it's a full, well, both these books are a full cast. But this one has a full cast, so all the characters are voiced by their own narrators, and it makes it a lot easier to know what's going on, I feel like, rather than reading like Daisy, the quote, Ed, the quote, you know what I mean? So, there's that. This was also a bit of a tearjerker because it's a Taylor Jenkins Reid book, so be cautious of that. Also, it deals with like drugs and sex type rock and roll, you know, trigger warnings for that. And then back to Sadie, because I forgot to say, but this one also has trigger warnings for like pedophilia, sexual abuse, drugs, self-harm, I'm pretty sure. So be cautious of that, but I would recommend it still. Moving on to one of my bigger plants, I have this cactus that is multiple cacti. You can see that she's a little injured. We'll turn it this way. I got this plant at IKEA. This bowl I just got at Goodwill. But this plant has grown like a ton, and look at the little like baby ones coming off of it. Like, she cute. And then there's also like one bigger one in the middle. So the book that I decided to pair with this plant is Still Alice by Lisa Genova. This book follows a woman in the first person perspective as she learns that she has Alzheimer's, and she has like a very aggressive form of it. And I decided to pair it with this plant because Alzheimer's affects so many different people in a family. It doesn't just affect the one person in the middle, it affects everyone around them. So, you know. Also, it gives like a real account to what Alzheimer's is like, I feel like. Also, the author holds a PhD in neuroscience from Harvard University, so that's another fun fact. So I feel like she would know a lot about Alzheimer's. Also, I've studied it in school, and so I would say it's pretty on par with what we've discussed. So if you're looking for a good like mental health rep book, I would definitely recommend this one. Okay, so this next one is one of my one of the newer ones of this bunch, and it is this little cactus, and then it actually has two little baby cacti coming off of it. It has this little fuzzy things at the top. She's really cute, and the pot was given to me by my grandmother, so thank you. The book that I decided to pair with this is my new favorite book. It is With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo, and the reason I matched this book with this plant is because in this book we follow Imani, who is a teen mom, and here we have this little cactus with her little babies. So see that? So this book just follows Imani in her senior year of high school, dealing with like being a parent, co-parenting. She has a love for cooking and food, and then also maybe finding a little love interest in there. I think this is a great book. I would definitely recommend it. And look how gorgeous the cover is. Even if you don't want to read it, like cover by, you know? But it's a good story, so read it, please. Let me know what you think. So this next plant, I don't have a reason for matching it with this book. decided that's how life is gonna be. And it's this guy. There's a name on here, but I can't read what that says. Haworthia Tenthenata. Was that even English? I'll see if that's the name. It's really messy. I don't know what that says, but there's this plant. He actually has like a little baby one coming off of him down here, so that's exciting. And the book that I decided to pair with this, I read earlier this month. Yeah, I read this month, so I'll talk about it more in my wrap up. But it is Let Me Hear a Rhyme by Tiffany D. Jackson. This book was so good, you guys. So this book was a May release, so it just came out. It follows 3 main characters, which I will admit was a little daunting at first because you're trying to get to know everyone's voices and trying to understand who's who and what's going on. And this book takes place in Brooklyn, 1998. Yes. So it's a year after Biggie got shot and died. Rest in peace. And then we have these 2 guys here. They have a best friend named Steph, and Steph gets shot and killed, but we don't know who did it. And then this is his sister, Steph's sister. Basically, they come together, they put his music onto a mixtape and release it, and everyone thinks he's alive and that he's so great and he's such like a low-key person that no one knows who he is, when in actuality he's dead. So there's that. I will say this book is very comparable to On the Come Up by Angie Thomas, if you have read that one. Yeah. So this next plant I have here is very large. This is the name, if you can read that. This one is getting a little big. I think I might need to get something to like help it not tip over. But I decided to pair this book. I decided to pair this book with 2 books actually, because we have this branch coming out and then this branch coming out, and they start in the same spot, but they're going in 2 different directions. So for that, going back to Angie Thomas, I decided to pair it with The Hate You Give and On the Come Up, both by Angie Thomas, because in The Hate You Give, we have Star, who is from, oh my god, where does this book take place? Okay, so I just kind of flipped through these books, and I cannot remember for the life of me what, I think it's called like The Garden, but that's not, Garden Heights. I think the name of the town is Garden Heights. Okay, now that we're back on track. So we have Star from Garden Heights, who goes to school in a different town, and she has to deal with the loss of her friend after being shot. And then we have Bree, also from Garden Heights, who wants to be a famous rapper. And these 2 start in the same city, but have like completely different dreams and backgrounds and what have you. So there's them. And there's the plant I decided to pair them with, going in 2 different directions, but starting from the same stem. It's kind of hard for you to tell. There. And last but not least, the last one, we had 1 plant, 2 books. This next one we have 1 book and 2 plants. Funny enough. So the 2 plants I have here they're the same plant, I just took a cutting of it. So here we have this one, which has 5 different leaves on it currently. Here is where I just took the cutting yesterday, and I put the cutting in this plant. And this one has 3 leaves coming off of it, and then a 4th one that isn't yet, if I can show you, a 4th one that isn't yet here. And with this book, or with these plants, I decided to put The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And the reason I did this is because there are 8 leaves, 7 husbands, and Evelyn Hugo. See what I did there? So, in case you don't know what this book is about, which I'm sure you do, but it follows Evelyn Hugo, who is a rising movie star, and it follows her through the course of her 7 husbands. And it also jumps back to the present day, where we have Monique, who is a writer, journalist, who's gonna help Evelyn write her memoir. So there's that. So, now that I just went through all of those, I hope this was helpful. And if you don't like plants, sorry about that, because I love plants. But I hope you found a good book that you can pick up soon and you love it as much as I do. Let me know what you guys think that I should have put on this list, or what books you recommend for me. Also, if you'd like to see this video again, just let me know, because I'm sure in the future I could do it again, because there are some plants that I didn't include. I have like 5 other plants that didn't make it on this list. But yeah, thanks for watching this video, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye!